Hello, I'm Dale Harris of the Voters for Jobs. Every American needs to fully understand the following. America is an economic dictatorship, but you have the power to change that. The economic dictators are stealing from you and your children, enslaving you and your children, and killing you and those that you love. You have the power to destroy the economic dictators, take back the money they stole from you, take back your freedom, and take back your life. To save yourself in America, you need to do the following. Get very angry at the economic dictators for stealing your money, enslaving you, and killing you. Join the revolution to overthrow the economic dictatorship and replace it with the rule of the people. Kick out of Congress every servant of the economic dictators. Spend time to recruit others to join the revolution and vote for a progressive Congress that will replace the economic dictatorship with a democracy of we the people. First, understand how the evil economic dictators are harming you. The Trump Republican tax bill is stealing trillions of dollars from Americans and their children. It raises taxes on the poor and middle class and creates a massive deficit on the backs of your children and grandchildren. Every Republican who voted for the tax bill voted to steal trillions of dollars from the future income of our children and give that stolen money to the economic dictators of America. The Trump Republican tax bill and budget is killing actual babies, senior citizens, and God by denying health care, healthy food, and clean water to every actual baby in America. Republicans are killing actual babies and are therefore baby killers. By working to steal the Social Security investments of seniors and take away their Medicare, Republicans are killing seniors. By cutting funding for food stamps and other programs that give food to the needy, Republicans are killing the needy. According to Jesus Christ, killing the needy is the same thing as killing God. Matthew 25:31 through 46. Republicans are stealing jobs and income from you and all working class Americans. The offshoring of 5 million factory jobs stole our jobs and our income. Not spending hundreds of billions of dollars on construction and green energy is also stealing jobs and income from American workers. Realize that when factory, construction, and green energy jobs are added to the economy, the cash flow can create 4 new jobs for every added job. Thus, over $1 trillion per year in income is being stolen from American workers. By denying a living wage, free college, and Medicare for all to American workers, the evil economic dictators and the Republican servants are stealing income, future income, and life from American workers. Some may say that kings have the divine right to inherit rule of a nation and have the right to be the political dictators of the nation. Some may say the radical billionaires have the divine right to inherit ownership of America and have the right to be the economic dictators of America. Like Thomas Jefferson, I say that only we the people have the divine right to rule America. Therefore, when members of Congress do what the radical billionaires ordered them to do, rather than what we the people ordered them to do, then Republican servants of dictators are stealing wealth, freedom, and life from the American people to give trillions of dollars to the economic dictators of America. It is God's will that the meek will inherit ownership of the world and the nations of the world. Matthew 5:5. Thus it is God's will that we have at least a 75% inheritance tax on all billionaires. When the vast majority of the inheritance from billionaires goes to the meek, then truly the meek will inherit ownership of the world. I suggest that the inheritance tax on billionaires be used to pay for Medicare for all, free college, and hundreds of billions spent on factory, construction, and green energy jobs. Thus, the meek would be given the education and job opportunity to become millionaires. This would end the wealth inequality in America and end the economic dictatorship in America. By ending economic dictatorship, it would also restore free market capitalism by allowing small business to compete and allow poor citizens to use innovation to become millionaires. Republicans are laughing at Jesus Christ and rejecting the teachings of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ taught the liberal values of compassion for the needy. Yet Republicans laugh at liberals like Jesus Christ who have compassion on the needy. Jesus Christ taught the socialist values of taxing the super rich and providing for the needy. Yet Republicans laugh at socialism and Jesus Christ and thus reject the idea of taxing billionaires to provide for the needs of society and individuals. To take back the trillions stolen from Americans and their children, we need to tax billionaires to balance the budget, pay for the needs of society and individuals, and spend hundreds of billions to create millions of factory, construction, and green energy jobs. The tax rates on billionaires should be 50% on earned income and 25% on capital gains. The economic dictators are enslaving Americans by taking away our democracy. When the economic dictators order their Republican servants in Congress what bills to pass, which opposes the will of the people, then the people are slaves with no voice and no power to get what they want. Many are being denied their right to vote by being removed from the voter roll if their first name matches the first name of a criminal in another state. Many are being denied their right to vote by having an insufficient number of voting booths so that voters must stand in line for hours. The removal of net neutrality takes away our freedom of speech by allowing billionaire corporate owners to slow down or limit access to internet speech that criticizes the economic dictatorship in America. Laws are being passed to take away our freedom of assembly when Native Americans assemble to protest pipelines of toxic oil threatening their drinking water and lives. Thugs are allowed to attack them to take away their rights. When Occupy Wall Street Americans protest banks destroying lives and destroying the economy, police abuse those Americans. Their freedom of assembly is taken away. Our freedom to know the truth is being taken away from American voters. Established news media is owned by corporations and billionaires. They silence the news about how Americans are being oppressed by corporations and the economic dictators of America. Their so-called news programs are propaganda that does not tell the truth, but rather tells Americans what the billionaires want voters to believe and do. They use advanced motivational psychology to brainwash voters into becoming mind slaves of the radical billionaire economic dictators who believe what the media orders them to believe and vote the way the media orders them to vote. The only way to get the real news on how the American people are being oppressed is to watch programs on the internet like the following: Jimmy Dore, The Young Turks, TYT Politics, TYT Nation, the Humanist Report, Secular Talk, the Ring of Fire, the Majority Report, the Rational National, Redacted Tonight, the Real News, and Content. Women are being denied their freedom to own their own bodies. Women's bodies are turned into the public property of the state rather than the private property of women. Evil social values and laws are subjecting women to forced sex and forced pregnancy. Fully understand that we the people are the rightful owners and rulers of the United States of America. Neither political dictators nor economic dictators have the divine right to inherit ownership and rule of America. Only the people have the divine right to own and rule America. Fully understand that you have the moral right to be angry at those who are stealing money, freedom, and life from you, your children, and those that you love. Fully understand that you have the power to destroy economic dictatorship in America and take back your money, your freedom, and your life. Fully understand how you have the power to destroy economic dictatorship in America. There are about 240 million people of voting age in America, but only about half of that number vote. If we rally the masses to get very angry at the economic dictators of America and the Republican servants for stealing their money, taking away their freedom, and killing them, then the vast majority of non-voters will get angry enough to vote to kick every Republican out of Congress and elect progressives to Congress. If we rally the masses to get angry at every Republican who voted for the Trump Republican tax bill to steal trillions from Americans and their children to give to economic dictators, then the vast majority of non-voters will get angry enough to vote progressive in primaries and the general election. If we tell workers that progressives will give them millions of factory, construction, and green energy jobs by taxing billionaires to spend hundreds of billions of dollars per year on factories, construction, and green energy, then non-college whites will vote for progressives. If we tell seniors that Republicans want to kill them by taking away their Social Security and Medicare, but progressives will save their lives, then the vast majority of seniors will vote for progressives. If we tell Christians that Republicans are killing actual babies and that Jesus said following the false doctrines of men who are servants of money can send you to hell, then the vast majority of Christians will vote for progressives. If we take the non-college white vote, senior vote, and Christian vote away from Republicans, then Republicans have no base and every Republican will be kicked out of Congress. There are about 240 million people of voting age in America. If just 50 million voters join the revolution to overthrow the economic dictatorship in America and donate an average of just $100 to progressives, then we will have $5 billion in funding to elect a progressive Congress and kick every Republican out of Congress. With the right message, we could get $20 billion in funding to destroy the economic dictatorship in America. The time spent calling voters, knocking on doors, and educating voters will do far more to recruit others to join the revolution and vote to destroy the economic dictatorship in America. All we have to do is tell voters to vote like their life depends on it, because it does. All we have to do is tell voters to get their money back, their freedom back, and their life back. We can destroy the economic dictatorship in America. We can give ownership and rule of America back to we the people. We need to get all voters very angry at the economic dictatorship of America for stealing trillions, enslaving and killing Americans. All voters need to be angry enough to fight back for their money, their freedom, and their lives. That means kicking every Republican out of Congress who voted for the Trump Republican tax bill and who refuses to raise the capital gains, earned income, and inheritance tax on billionaires to 25%, 50%, and 75%. That also means electing progressives in both the primary election and general election. If you want to save yourself, your children, and America from economic dictatorship, then join the revolution today. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does. Vote to get your money back, get your freedom back, and get your life back by kicking every Republican out of Congress and electing a progressive Congress in the primary and general elections. Thank you.